Cyber Polygon is something, it's not exclusive to this year. It's happened in previous years as well. It's led by the World Economic Forum along with a subsidiary of Russia's largest bank. So there's basically two parts to Cyber Polygon. There's a simulation of a massive cyber attack. And then there's also a section where it's basically carefully chosen experts talking about how to make the internet a safer place.
Right.
And ultimately, what this all boils down to is an effort to create mass regulation of the internet, essentially moving towards ending anonymity, the ability to have any sort of privacy online. And the way they want to do this is really extreme when you get into the nuts and bolts of it. But essentially, Facebook is a member and also a funder of one of the main one of the main alliances, as they call themselves. Sort of these public-private partnerships that are sort of pushing this under the guise of what the World Economic Forum calls its partnership against cybercrime. So, Facebook, after their big shutdown of service, that was, everyone paid attention to that. It wasn't just Facebook, right? It was other businesses. They own WhatsApp. And Instagram. After all of that came down, of course, you have right after their quote unquote whistleblower talking to the US Congress about how naughty Facebook is and all of that. And Facebook, of course, after that comes out and says, while we disagree with most of what the whistleblower said, we do agree that the internet now needs rules and basically keep the internet from being decentralized as it's been up to this point, which I think it's pretty easy to argue is why the internet has been so successful, is because it's decentralized, to move towards centralizing that. So Facebook, the whistleblower, and probably both parties of Congress are all going to agree on this and push for some sort of regulation. I think that maybe one of the driving factors too behind this push, behind the centralization of the internet, is so that these people can control the flow of information. But at the same time, if you impose this extreme centralization on the internet, it's going to make the internet really boring, and people probably will use it less and less. Because what drives the internet and what has made it so attractive for so many people is that its decentralized nature, really, and that people can express themselves and they have the freedom to do that. If you're going to impose censorship and all of these rules and regulations on it, as these people want to do to really protect the system, the status quo, and where they want to take things, it's going to make things a lot more boring. So I would encourage people who are leaning towards taking the technology dependent route out of the camps we were just talking about, that they should consider that, this centralized technological matrix universe they're trying to build will probably not be very exciting. No. So that's something to keep in mind.